Look at this, eh? Mad.
Okay, so this week these guys just turned up. So the front end that was in this had been changed a bit by someone else. So I've just got some new ones from Rodtech and in South Australia, and also a little bit of bling. So these are the little covers that'll go on the ball joints on the front end. But primarily I was after these so we can get the coilover set up, and we'll also be getting the rear, get that cross member all welded back in, do our final measurements for tail shaft so we can get that started. And then I want to finalise the front disc brakes, so all of those sort of technical type things we can get put away, and then we'll start organising that sump as well, I would think. So that should be this week, and at the same time Luke should be getting the battery on this thing, and we'll make sure all the electrics are going to work.
What are these, Howard?
So these little covers, they you take the grease nipple out, put that in after you've greased it obviously, and then the screw sits in the top there and it covers your ball joint and looks nice and shiny.
For those who have maybe just tuned, maybe never seen any of our videos before, tuned in now, what's like a brief description of the front end change compared to a normal XC sedan in this?
So the normal XC has a tower on the inside. It has top and bottom wishbones, but the wishbone bolts to the inner guard. So geometry wise it's probably not massively different, but this runs a coilover shock which mounts off the bottom arm where the factory one mounts on the top. Makes a little bit of difference to design, and then this one's running a rack and pinion steering. Bit more room, bit more feel, bit more current model, and that's a Rodtech front end out of South Australia, and we've now adapted that to take the FG 6-spot Brembo brakes as well. So this little bit here is the top mount for the coilover, so it runs from here up through the middle with an aluminium coilover shock, and that we've got to now redesign this. This was a hole just cut out to fit it on there, so that mount will now mount onto this, but it's got to go up, so we've got to take a piece out of here, and we'll get our shockie length in there and then TIG weld that back on. And we've only changing that simply because it had been in a shop previously and they'd butchered those up, so we're making it look nice and neat. Righto, when you're ready. Righto, so these front towers, they're really just there for looks. Been a bit of debate on Facebook whether it's the right or wrong thing. I don't like the big flat sides in the show car look. I'm really after this car to look a lot more like a Ford, and if I leave them flat I don't think it'll have that appeal. So our original mock-up was to have something like this on here. Now that we've got our top mount fitted in here, I've decided that this here really needs to have maybe a curve in it. So I reckon if I give this a trim, this is what I call my cardboard design. So I reckon if we do something like that, Darren, with a nice curve on it. Yeah. So we make this bit up, and then if you look up the top here, where this is here, I'm going to actually make something there with a nice radius, and then that should give us a bit more like a Ford look. I reckon that'll work.
Okay, I've made a template of the shock tower that we've already made, so it's a mirror image. Drew it out on a bit of steel. Now we'll cut it out and then we'll proceed to bend it up. Alright, we've cut our piece of steel out and we've got some parallel lines that we sort of need to follow when we bend it so it goes to the shape we need, and with a bit of luck it'll be a mirror version of the one we've already made. Okay, I'll start just bending it now. So it's a matter of just bending it on the lines that I've got. They're the main lines I need the bends on. As you can see, it's starting to take shape now. Probably another 10 minutes and might have something that looks similar to that.
Did you get that in one go?
Yes, for a change.
I like that. Once that gets that nice top rolled edge, when Howard does some work and makes some parts, that'll look good. You should copy Josh and do a maad.
Maad.
Okay, so we're just using a stretcher here, so they class these like a shrinker stretcher. So this one does this side does the stretching. So there's a set of jaws in there that grab hold of the metal, and when you push your foot down on the lever, you just pull those apart and it actually pulls the metal. That creates that curvature in the metal, and you can see there where it's grabbing hold. And then we've got a bigger one there that's the deep throat. We tend to go back to the one we know all the time and use. Getting close?
It's getting close.
Okay, so this is something a bit new for me. I've got all these tools and I've seen lots of videos on how to do this, and I did a little bit of this for tailspin, but that's probably been 3, 4, 5 years now. So this is the top for the tower. So I'm just going to go around here and put a whole lot of dents in it and actually stretch the metal so that we can put the curve to get that nice top edge on it. So we'll give it a go and see how it comes out. Just looking at that, let's say that hammer's a bit sharp. So you can see that starting to come up on the edge now, so I'll just go and put that in the shrinker stretcher and pull that edge down and make it go back into itself. So we'll do that. What are we on? Stretch or shrink? That's what I want, isn't it? Okay, so I've decided that that was too big and my radius was going to be too far out, so I've just trimmed that off in the little gillo here. And now I'm just going to belt the hell out of it again with the hammer. Dolly's going everywhere. It looks pretty ugly, but it'll get there. So I got the basic shape out of that, but I'm going to try it a different way. So I've ended up trimming that a couple of times and put a lot of dents in it, making it happen, but I'm really happy with the look of that. And you see there all the dents and stuff in it, so it's heading in the right direction when you look at that. That's really the look I'm after. So we're just going to cut another little template out and I'll have another go. Okay, so as you can see here, we've decided to start again. Put that one on the, didn't work, the pile. So just gone a lot smaller this time. That's the line I want to end up with. So like that one. So we'll whack it in the shrinker stretcher first this time. See how it goes. It's amazing how much metal you can move. Like you didn't do legs this morning, Darren.
Yeah, so it's only one leg.
Only one leg, might have to swap sides. That's a pretty good start. I'm just trying to keep my line even around there so it ends up down where I want it. That might be fun. Righto, so it's starting to take some shape now. So obviously things will move around a little bit when we tack that all together, but really happy with that. Now we've just got to work out what we're going to do with this hole down here. Have to design a little something. I'm not sure what yet to make that hole look nice. Obviously it's got to be there for the wishbone, but more than happy the way these come out. So I've got both of those done now, and in the last video you would have seen that it was sort of had a big curve in it, so I managed to sit that on a flat dolly. Sit it on a flat dolly like that, and just with the hammer take the tension out from around this back edge that let that face come back down again. So pretty happy with that. get that welded in and do a little bit more hammering and we'll be good. So Darren's moving forward with these shockie towers, or full shockie towers. So it's been a bit of cutting and grinding going on to get this far, but making some inroads. So at the moment it looks like a knight's helmet to me. You reckon, Darren?
Yeah, close. Cut some eyes in it.
So let's cut the back out of that, and he's now TIG welding that together. So we'll get a couple of shots of him doing that and let him keep working. I love TIG welding, nice and peaceful. It's almost just a fusion weld. So the idea there is that once we get done, we can clean that up, and then if there's any warpage, we've got the opportunity to be able to hammer it out. So one of the tricks with this heavy cable is having the right tools. So it's got all the gear here. So the old, what do they call them? The pelican jaws or something, don't they?
Yeah, pretty much. These are actually like the aeroflow ones made for cutting hose, but cut through copper very easily. So makes life a lot easier.
And we have them, and then we've got a hydraulic crimping tool.
Yeah, 12-ton hydraulic tool.
So I've done these in the past where I've tried to eat the hell out of it, try and get the solder and stuff in there, but if you've got the right tool for the job, you don't need to do that.
Alright.
There we go, just like that. Looks like a brand new one.
Yeah, just like a bought one.
Beautiful. The heat shrink now.
Yep. So we use a glue-lined heat shrink on all of these. I use glue-lined heat shrink on just about everything.
What was that there, or what?
A glue-lined heat shrink.
Oh, glue lined?
Yes.
Yep.
So they call it a dual wall, but the advantages of it, it actually grips the lug and gives it like a mechanical advantage. So just adds a bit more strength to it in case people are pulling or bending it.
And a real pain if you want to get it off.
Oh yeah, definitely. So a bit of heat, and she's sealed.
Beautiful. Righto, so exciting times. We've got to a point now where Luke's about to put the battery positive terminal on, and hopefully no smoke and, well, maybe smoke and mirrors, but no smoke.
Yeah, that's it.
So righto mate, let's plug her in, see what we got.
Alright, through.
So the engine loom's still hanging on the floor because we don't need that for this process. And the rest of it's about lights.
Door's just locked.
The door's just locked.
Oh, dash is lit up.
Alright, let me come around and have a look at that. Wowzers, got the Ford logo. pretty cool time after all this effort.
Nothing's getting hot. Alright.
No clicks, no clunks, no smoke.
No smoke, that's the main thing, no smoke.
Righto.
See what happens when we turn the key. She's having a wig out.
Well, I've got a few issues. There's no transmission, it says. Well, he's getting keen. What are you playing with now? Electric windows?
I'll just hit the window, see what happens. Something's.
Down there, the motor on the floor probably, is it?
Yeah, but it's not. That one's not.
Whoop, there goes one. That's
That
the rear.
That one's. Rear one's working. No, nothing over that side. We're going to have to work out why. So we've got one. Well,
So we've got one, we know the other should go.
yeah, now let me just switch the wires over just in case. Because this is the XC, original XC Falcon motors, so
What's this light on here?
that'd be
Parkers, like parking?
Reverse light, maybe.
reverse light maybe? Park. Oh, it depends if it goes off the gearbox or off the shifter.
Only one side.
It's in park there, yeah. Transmission fault, that might be why it's having a wig out.
Yeah.
See what happens when we hit the lights.
Yeah,
Flashed in.
you want to hang on to that motor, Darren? That wiper motor? Because then normally got heap up the front. They got heap of torque.
So it's trying to. Oh, rear. We've got rear lights turning on.
Front lights, headlights,
Parkers?
Parkers.
Yeah. See what happens when we hit the wiper motor. Yeah, we've got
She
wiper.
goes.
Yep.
Bonus.
Yep, she goes back to she stops at the park position. It's good. Look, we've got headlights. Yep.
Oh, it's bright. Fog lights. I don't even know where the fog light switch is. I should do. I own an FG.
It's that one.
There we go. We've got fog lights.
Fog lights. And it's not having a wig out over the light, so that's a good sign.
What about winkers? Yep.
Oh, look at that.
Got all three.
Yep.
Got three over there.
Yep. And that's working.
We've got an interior light.
Yep.
I'll see lights, mate.
We've got lights. We've got dash. We've got cameras.
Action.
We've got door locks.
It's Friday afternoon. The boys have been busy today. I've just rocked up. Obviously, turn up when all the work's done, just to do a bit of filming.
Turned up late.
Turned up late. So what's happened?
So, well, we've put the power on, and I don't know, we had probably 20 codes. We're tracking a few of those. Some of the things you don't think about is the temperature sender for the dash is under the mirror, and we weren't going to run the mirror, so we've gone and found the mirror and we've plugged that in and that works, so we've got to make that fit elsewhere. And obviously we don't have the engine hooked up, so we'll work with that. And most of the other codes we've tracked down. The camera works, you know, all the lights work. All these lights here, the old school lights, the computer's not having a glitch with those, which was a bit of our concern.
Yeah. We've got the.
So we're just having a play with door locks now.
Yeah. We've got the original XC power window motors working with the FG setup, which we weren't sure about, but it seems to be happy. It's not having a wig out, so that's our main thing today. Is just because we're mix and matching old and new, making sure it's actually going to do as it's told and not just flash and send sirens at us. But at the moment, it's pretty good. At the moment, I'm quite happy with the way it's turned out.
That obviously the tool there, the scan tool.
Yes.
That looks very handy in a situation like this.
Yeah, definitely. So we were just playing around with it before, but you can go down. Like we can lock and unlock the doors. So passenger doors, for instance. So when it decides to load itself, so we can lock and unlock the doors. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, and
All the mechanisms obviously.
yeah, all the mechanisms are working. So we even plugged in a aftermarket solenoid, and it's happy to work with that as well. So yeah, I'm absolutely wrapped. I'm definitely having a beer this afternoon. So
In a big week, mate.
oh yeah. But no, Bit nerve-wracking when you get to this stage, but there's no smoke, no fire. That's a good day.
No fire is a good start.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We don't want no fires out.
No, definitely not.
Yes. So, in theory, it should work anyway. Like, it was one of those things where it's the same wiring, but it's like everything I say to people, you don't know till you put power to it. So, and yeah, we're good.
I must say those towers, mate, they look absolutely.
Yeah, it's come up a treat, isn't it? Darren's done the majority of that, so I had a little bit of a play. I made the top bit for him, but that'll now get fully welded in there. Yeah, it's looking good.
You don't realise how much electrics just goes into a car. Like, that's a lot, but no doubt Luke's got it all sorted.
We have a camera. Look at this, eh? Bad.
So that pretty much wraps up the week. Looking now to try and get this wiring completed this week coming and get it out of here so we can get back on the bodywork, get all this engine bay finished up. In saying that, we're still looking at summer nats as a completion date. It's getting tighter and tighter as we go, and all of this filming process and all is adding to that. So we're looking at something really special in relation to this build. So if you know anybody, or you work somewhere, or you happen to own a business yourself and you're interested in being involved, shoot me a message on Facebook. We'd love to have a chat you about partnership with us. We want to keep doing what we're doing, but obviously we need some help to do that. The other thing we're doing is then the Coupe, and I've got that over here still. So I'm almost done. So I've got this quarter, it's all looking pretty nice now, the roof. That'll just get one more chop, and then, and when I say chop, the 240 on the block, and then I'll put another couple of coats of epoxy on it and go back to the owner, and he can put it in storage until he gets to a point where he starts to look to get some paintwork done.